This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about Tony Harrison versus Jermell Charlo. I think that's going to be an interesting fight. I think that fight is going to be very tough for both guys. Both guys are tough competitors. They come to bring it. We saw in the first fight that Tony Harrison was slightly, marginally the better boxer. And I feel like he has something to prove again. You know, he's not going to take this opponent in Jermell Charlo lightly. On the flip side of the coin, Jermell Charlo knows this rematch is make it or break it for him. I'm going to say that again. This rematch is make it or break it for him. For the simple fact that if he loses to Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo does not get the Jarrett Hurd fight. I'm going to say that again. If he loses to Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo does not get the Jarrett Hurd fight, because Jarrett Hurd has made it very clear that he does not want to fight Tony Harrison again if Tony Harrison wins, because of the way he dispatched him the first time. So he's going to move up from 154 to 160. So if I was Jermell Charlo, that'd be more than enough motivation for me to sit there and right the ship that I made wrong the first time around. Yes, it was a controversial fight. Do I believe that Tony Harrison did enough to beat Jermell Charlo? No. Because my thing is this. You have to do more than enough to beat the champion. If you don't do more than enough to beat the champion, you don't take the belt, especially when it's that close. Did I feel that Tony Harrison outboxed him? Yes. If you go back, mute, that fight, and take away all of the bias and all of the rhetoric, you could see that Tony Harrison landed the more accurate shots in that fight. The problem is he didn't do enough to dispel or misspell the misnomers that it was a robbery or a controversy. Would I go as far as to say, oh, he got robbed? You know what I'm saying? No, like some people are saying no. But was it a very controversial fight? Yes. And that's why they're doing the rematch. This rematch fight right here is probably going to be one of the biggest fights this year, if not the biggest fight. And the reason being is because you got two guys. One guy in Tony Harrison that wants to prove to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what he said in that first press conference when they were going face to face and they were getting in each other's face. Clearly, there's bad blood against these two. It's really personal. You could see that when they're in each other's face. Damn, they look like they're about to kiss each other. I don't know, man. I don't mind face to face, but a dude get that close to me to where he's in my face, he's getting pushed. I'm sorry. I don't like no dude's face next to my fucking face. I don't know what it is about that. That just don't feel right to me. But that's neither here nor there. But they got in each other's face, look like they about damn near about to kiss fucking each other. But you could see it's bad blood. But I like the way Tony Harrison checked Jermell Charlo. I liked it. Because he was like, man, when you was talking, it was your fucking turn. Jermell Charlo, you playing a dicey game. You're at a crossroads. Because you still kind of running your mouth and you kind of looking like you didn't get humbled from the fact that you lost your belt. This is a humbling moment for you. I get it. The mentality is Lions only. But this is a humbling moment. Like, you got to do lesser. Do the fucking higgity hush and show more of this. You knew the mistakes that you made. You didn't press the action from the jump. You knew that Tony Harrison was going to outbox you. But you fell into that mindset of, oh, let me try to outslick the slickster. You don't play that kind of game. Your game is to go in there and be the aggressor and get them out of there. You do have some slick styles to you. You can be a slick boxer, but that's not the style that you were bringing that night. The style that you were bringing that night was to get the guy out of there. So in getting the guy out of there, you have to press the action. You have to work the body from the jump. And you weren't doing that. You was falling into this let's talk shit trap. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to go back and forth. And you kind of fell into his game. If Tony Harrison could make Jermell Charlo fall into that game again, because from what I saw at that first press conference, it is very susceptible that he possibly can, Tony Harrison's going to win. And if Tony Harrison wins, folks, Jermell Charlo's career is officially fucking done. Because those two losses right there, you don't come back. Especially when you build yourself up and you was undefeated and you ran your mouth the way that Jermell Charlo did. This is a make or break moment for him. And I think Jermell Charlo understands that. His body language is giving me that, but I don't know if his mindset is telling me that. I'm going to say it again. His body language is giving me that, but I don't know where his mindset is at. If he's going to be disciplined enough to get Tony Harrison out of there. And Tony Harrison, don't be feeling yourself too much. You won the fucking belt. So I know you said, man, the 3 fucking judges, man, they were the ones that said that I won. Don't feel yourself too much, because remember, that fight was that close the first time around. You got to go in there as if you don't even got a fucking belt. You got to go in there for fucking broke. That's how you're going to win that fight. This is one of those fights, man, where it's too close to call. It was kind of like the way that the Robert Easter versus the Rances Bartholomew fight was. This shit is too fucking close to call the second time around. But if I have to lean on somebody in the second fight, I'm going to go with Jermell Charlo. Because I know that Tony Harrison can lose this fight and still can press forward in his career. Because at the end of the day, he wasn't expected to be where he's at. Whereas Jermell Charlo, on the other hand, he ain't got no choice. If he don't win this fight, that's it. The Lions only mantra, you know what I'm saying? The way the Charlos promote themselves, that half of the brother is done. That half of the twin is fucking done. Because you heard, I'm not fighting Tony Harrison again. That should be more than enough motivation for Jermell Charlo to right the ship right from the second time around for what he fucked up on the first time. So I got Jermell Charlo winning this fight by TKO stoppage. Because I feel that he's going to bring it. He's going to press the action from the jump. And he's not going to play around. Basically, you're going to see that Jermell Charlo you saw in the Eric Lubin fight. The Erickson Lubin fight. That's what you're going to see. That type of Jermell Charlo. The guy that's going to come forward, press the action, and try to get the dude out of there. He's not going to play no fucking games. The round that I think he's going to win, I'm going to say 10th round TKO stoppage. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.